Naming a business can be an overwhelming process. Some people even get stuck and never move on because they're so obsessed with finding the perfect name. And yes, you must get it right because it's so final. And unlike a logo, which you can change or update, your name, that's something else. Changing it later is a big deal. So today, I'm going to walk you through 5 common mistakes you need to avoid when naming your business. And quick disclaimer, there are a lot of companies out there in products with bad names that are still successful. But why complicate things when you don't have to? Let's dive right into the first one. Making it too personal. It's natural to want a name that means something to you. Maybe it's inspired by a family member, your childhood, or even your great-great-grandfather who passed away 50 years ago. And while it's meaningful to you, your customers might not see it the same way. A name that feels too personal may not resonate with your audience, or worse, it might even confuse them. Let me tell you something personal. My very first business was called GA Interactive. It felt perfect at the time, on paper. The G and A were initials of my name and my partner. And Interactive, that's what we did. We were an IT company. On paper, it made sense, but here's where it fell apart. Our domain name was gainteractive.co.za. Let me ask you, can you even read that? Gain Interactive? Or is it GA Interactive? Which is which? And how do you even pronounce it? Imagine me handing out my email address, info@gainteractive.co.za. Can you picture the look of confusion? No one could spell it right, remember it, or even understand it. And here's the truth. Your customers, they don't know your backstory, and they shouldn't have to. Your business name needs to work for them. It should be clear, relatable, and easy to understand. If it only makes sense to you, it's not serving its purpose. Mistake number 2. Picking a business name that limits growth. This is one of the most common mistakes I see. Let's say you're starting a small appliance repair business in Cape Town and you call it Cape Town Fridge Repairs, for example. Seems perfect, clear, direct, and easy to understand. But what happens when you expand your services to ovens, to washing machines, air conditioners, or even if you start getting clients in Durban or Joburg? Suddenly, your name becomes a limitation. The same issue arises with overly service-specific names. For example, if you start a cleaning company and call it Sparkle Window Cleaning, you might find yourself boxed in when you expand to, let's say, industrial or office cleaning. Names like this, they create unnecessary challenges when your business grows. Instead, think bigger. Choose a name that's broad enough to adapt as your business evolves. For the cleaning example, something like Sparkle Services or Clean Pro allows for growth while still being clear about your industry. Next, let's dive into a mistake that's especially important here in South Africa. Mistake number 3, ignoring cultural and language contexts. South Africa is one of the most diverse countries in the world, and that diversity is both an opportunity and a challenge when naming a business. What resonates in one language might be confusing or even offensive in another. Let's say you name a business Ukupapa Tours, inspired by speed, agility, and forward thinking. It's catchy and has a local appeal in the Zulu-speaking market. And honestly, it's a good one. But what happens when your audience includes Xhosa speakers? The word has an unintended meaning and also an offensive tone. It literally means being cheeky, too forward, or presumptuous. Let me give you another example, an international one this time. A couple of years ago, there was a car model which was introduced in the Spanish-speaking market. It was called Chevy Nova. So, in Spanish, Nova translates to doesn't go. Do you see what's happening here? In South Africa, a similar misstep could alienate the entire market. So the key here is to strike a balance, celebrate your heritage, but also ensure that your name is inclusive and is easy to understand for a wider audience. If your name doesn't translate well or makes no sense outside of your personal circle, you're cutting yourself off from potential markets. Remember, your name isn't just for you, it's for the people who buy from you. Now, let's move on to a mistake that can frustrate your audience before they can even connect with you. Using a name that's too long, difficult to understand, or hard to spell. Simplicity is king when it comes to naming. A long or complicated name might feel unique, but it can also frustrate your audience. For example, if you're opening a herbal shop and call it Tabo's Premium Organic Herb Market, it might describe your business, of course, but it's a mouthful. Will anyone remember it? Probably not. Something like Tabo's Organics or Tabo's Herb Market will work just fine. Or maybe your business is called Conscientious Consulting. Conscientious. You're telling someone to visit your website or email you, and they start asking, wait, how do you spell that? Or how do you even say it? Every second they spend trying to figure out is a moment of frustration. Instead, aim for something simple, clear, and easy to share. Names like Clicks, Yoko, or Leka Bakes, are short, memorable, easy to type. Remember, your name is often the first impression customers have of your business, so make it count. And finally, let's talk about a mistake that can cost you time, money, and credibility. Failing to check if your chosen business name belongs to somebody else. This might sound obvious, but you'll be surprised how many people overlook it. Imagine spending weeks perfecting your name. Maybe you've already spent money on branding, only to find that somebody else is using it. And worse, they might have trademarked it, leaving you to open legal trouble. Before you commit to a name, do your homework. Check the following. Number 1, domain availability. Is the website address available? A quick search on platforms like GoDaddy can tell you if it's taken. Number 2, social media handles. Can you secure the same name across all platforms like your Instagram, your Twitter, your TikTok? And the third one, trademarks. In South Africa, use the CIPC database to check if the name is already registered. Skipping this step can cost you time, money, and credibility. Take the extra time upfront to ensure your name is truly yours. Right, now that we've covered the common mistakes, let's talk about how to get it right. Practical tips for naming your business. Number 1, think broadly. Your name should work now and in the future. Avoid tying yourself to a single product, service, or location. Number 2, test for simplicity. Say your name out loud. Is it easy to spell or pronounce? Can someone hear it once and remember it? That is the radio test. If it passes, you're onto something. Number 3, leverage local culture strategically. Using South Africa's language and culture diversity can make your name unique. Just ensure it resonates with a broader audience. For example, a name like Mzansi Eats celebrates local culture while remaining accessible to everyone. Number 4, get feedback. Share your name ideas with friends, family, or potential customers. Ask for their honest feedback about what works and what doesn't. And then number 5, use name generating tools. There are great tools online like ChatGPT or AI tools to help you brainstorm creative options. In conclusion, naming your business might feel overwhelming, but it's also an exciting opportunity to define your brand. Avoid these common mistakes and you'll set up yourself for success right from the beginning. Remember, your name is the first step towards building your business identity, and getting it right is worth the effort. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to join the V Nation. Stay focused, stay fearless. This is Mr. V signing out.